Welcome to the Mailroom. I am Iyanla Vanzant, and the Mailroom is where I answer the question I received from all of you R-Spot viewers. My goal and intention is to shed some light and hopefully give you some understanding about some of the common issues and mistakes that we encounter in relationships. Now, what I'm offering you is by no means the end-all, be-all, do-all. It is life according to Iyanla. Take what you can and use it and throw the rest away. Truly, it won't hurt my feelings. Now, today's question comes from the Boogie Down Bronx, and this person is calling me out, okay? Here's what she says. Iyanla, it seems like you always make women wrong, like we are the ones who tear relationships down. I don't think that's right or fair. So my question to you is, what are some of the things men need to do or fix to make our relationships work? Well, she did call me out, didn't she? Well, my. I was thinking that I was offering a pretty balanced view when it comes to relationships, but maybe I was mistaken. Let me start by saying, when a relationship breaks down, it's no one's fault and it's everyone's responsibility. Both parties involved contribute to or distract from a relationship. Everyone involved is equally responsible for themselves and for the relationship. Now, there are common errors that we all make because we just don't have the tools and information to handle conflict and difficulty. But that doesn't make us wrong or bad. It makes us human. So let's look at the human male and the common mistakes they make that cause relationships to break down. Here's common mistake number one. They fail to tell the truth. Now, the human in me wanted to say they lie, but that was not spiritually progressive. Then I would get a bunch of letters from men, so I'm really going to control myself and say, men have a tendency to withhold information, distort information, or sugarcoat information that they believe will upset their partner. Here's what I also know. 99.9% of the time, the reason people lie is because they are afraid. And since the average man has a total aversion to acknowledging his fear, he will cover it up with less than the truth. Dishonesty in all of its forms, with all of the masks that it wears, is a betrayal of trust which will destroy a relationship. Dishonesty is also a lack of respect. You must love people enough to tell them the truth and believe they can handle it. Men fail to realize that when a woman loves you, she will ride with you through almost anything. She will go to the end with you. So tell the truth, my brothers, and give people a chance and an opportunity to love you through the difficult times. Love you when you're not at your best. Love you even in the midst of your failures. Let people love you through your mistakes and through your fear. And by doing so, by telling the truth, you are demonstrating that you respect your partner and their right to choose how they will respond. Big mistake number two. Men attempt to hide their feelings or experiences of inadequacy and insecurity with acts of bravado. They act tough, they talk rough, they talk loud, and they avoid difficulties. They blame and project, and they make you wrong very often because they're afraid to say, I can't. I'm scared. I don't know how. Or I need help. They cover up their weaknesses and foibles with big manly talk and attempted actions that often fail to get the job done. Now, no one wants to see a man quivering and sniffling in the corner when a mouse comes in the room. However, a real man, a self-loving, self-honoring man, does not cover his shortcomings with big talk. Instead, he acknowledges them, he works to overcome them, and he asks for help and support when he needs it. Now, ladies, once he does that, you must not beat him up about it. You can't use it to beat him down. Instead, support him in finding a solution and don't do it for him. Believe he can do it and overcome it, and he will Once a man acknowledges his securities, he's on the path to healing now. Number 3. Now, I know most women will think that this one should be that men cheat. Well, ladies, you are mistaken. I believe that the next most common mistake the average man makes in his relationship is limiting and denying his spiritual self while attempting to rely totally on his physical and human selves. Let me just say this. In the world in which we live today, everybody needs something greater, grander, more holy than themselves to make it through the muck and mire of life. Men who do not have a spiritual foundation, a relationship with God, spirit, a higher power, I believe, are destined to struggle, suffer, and ultimately fail. A spiritual relationship, a solid foundation, keeps you accountable for your thoughts and behaviors. It provides you with a set of principles and ground rules from which you draw strength and receive guidance. Without a clear, intimate spiritual relationship and foundation, a man has nowhere to turn other than his ego, and that is not going to turn out well for him or anyone else. The key word in all of this is accountability. And I believe that a man who is not accountable to anyone or anything is a danger to himself and others. Without a spiritual foundation and connection, a man becomes dangerous, reckless, and ego-centered. So that's my 3. Not being honest, hiding inadequacies and fears with bravado behavior, and not having a solid spiritual foundation. Okay? That's it for this episode of the Mailroom. See you next time. Hope this helps.